Let's not waste time and get right into it. Some things never change, and we start off with a leap of faith. But anyways, we're touring Venice with Leonardo. When we see the brutality of one of the merchant lords on the public stalls.
But the rent is paid. I have every right to sell here. Emilio disagrees. No.
Leo stops to look at this wooden doll, and this lady bumps into us.
Mind your step, Corleone.
We get another leap of faith out of the way. As we scope out the palace, that lady and her thieves return. But she gets shot down by an arrow. Despite the lack of courtesy earlier, she asks us for help, and Ezio does it just because he's that guy.
Rosa's been wounded. Hustle here.
And this is where we meet Antonio, the leader of the Thieves Guild around these parts and also not as cool as Da Vinci. After fixing up Rosa, we jump off a building. Ezio discusses plans with Antonio to get into the palace. Then Rosa shows us a method of climbing up higher. We're tasked with killing members that betrayed the guild, and we interrupt it with a quick leap of faith. But right back to it we get. Not for long though, because we get saved by another hay bale. We send this guy to swim with the fishes. I don't know if that would be considered offensive, but anyway, we go save some fellas.
Supposed to be more of a band.
I do really enjoy the different gadgets in the game. Makes it a lot more interesting to get this stuff done. We find out that the passive aggression from side characters carried through from the first game. Then we'll have to steal some supplies. We were able to grab it before they even noticed us, but that was for nothing because we used them as a distraction. Then we loot the other crates.
Because I can just get in there, loot the chest, and run out.
And the last one, where we didn't use anything cool and just threw money on the ground. Well, I mean, I guess it's cool for the charity aspect, but still. And our final task is to steal a little rowboat. We convene with Antonio, and the next part of our plan is to take out some archers surrounding the palace. At least these archer assassination missions aren't like the first game, and more specifically, that mission.
Lock on, there we go. Oh, there's Abel. Ooh.
After our guild members replace the guards, it's time to storm the palace. Well, maybe not so much a storm, more like a light rain that turns into a flood. Which, now that I say that, doesn't seem likely at all. Point is that this is stealthy. Anyway, there's our target, Emilio Barbarigo. We start off by sneaking around and taking out some guards. Then we make our way to Barbarigo himself.
Do not be afraid.
I feel no fear, assassin. Only regret. I sought unity, stability, order.
At too great a cost.
Progress demands sacrifice.
Non trova alcuna gioia in questo, ma non c'è altro modo. Requiescat in pace.
The remaining guards get shot down by Antonio and the thieves. With opening the gates to Antonio, we officially take over the Palazzo della Seta. I head back to Forlì because I missed a few viewpoints here. So now we just sort of have this compilation of leaps of faith. And this is one of the few times we're not in Venice at the beginning, but that soon changes because we're already back. As well as back to stalking Templars. As well as the gadgets, I do really like the social stealth. It makes Assassin's Creed after all. But here's the Spaniard with the whole gang of Templars. Bro, what is this fellow looking at? Acting like he knows we're there. Jumping off buildings is sort of therapeutic in a way. Skipping over that dark sounding quote, we tell Antonio what we found out about the Templars.
The one they call the Spaniard. They're going to murder the Doge.
Here we see how well our target Carlo Grimaldi acquainted himself with the Doge, which after we hop off a tower near the palace, we realize we should probably get to work on this quick before the Doge is killed, so we approach Leonardo for help. The plan is to use the flying machine to fly over the walls, and I'd say our first attempt went pretty well.
Why am I crashing? This is ridiculous. The palazzo's too far away.
With that in mind, we discuss the solution with Da Vinci. The first step of that plan is to take out some Templar guards. Got a dual air assassination in. We yoink this fellow off the building and take out some of his buddies.
Okay, well.
After we throw the final guy in this area off another building, onto the next where we sneak up on this fella and this guy. Then we hit these fellas with this sick move. The double blade is definitely a worthy addition. Looks like we forgot one. But here we are. It's finally time to go save the Doge.
Ma cos'è? Shoot! Shoot the flying demon!
I think now is just sort of a good moment to relax, you know, watch as we go by on this flying machine. Despite all the fire and fire arrows, this is rather soothing. But that calm and relaxing adventure is now over because we crash right into the palace. And you know what they say, an assassin never misses his mark, including this fellow that we had no intention of killing. And here's Grimwaldi acquainted with the leader of Venice. We burst in a little too late and the Doge's already been poisoned. We don't let Carlo get away from this and we put an end to his life.
It takes one assassin to kill another, it seems.
We kill thinking it's best for us. Do we not, Messer Ezio?
I do this not for myself. Compio questo sacrificio per il bene superiore. Requiescat in pace.
You killed me? You killed me?
Bro's a terrible person to try saving. Like, you couldn't have said his name first, instead just started pointing. But now we've got a problem and a solution. Problem is, everyone thinks we killed the Doge, and the solution is it's Carnival season, allowing us to wear a mask all the time and not be suspected. So we ask Leonardo for one, and he gives us a little bit more. That little bit more is a hidden gun that we used to test out on some of these targets. This firearm might have been a little unnecessary, but hey, it gets the job done. Even if it is a tad loud, but I guess it works with the fireworks. More like, I guess it fireworks. Oh, I'll see myself out. Before we go, we gotta take a second to admire the drip. We go check in with Antonio and we hit him with this killer face reveal. That's when we meet Theodora, a sister of the church that runs the brothel. Which confuses Ezio, but I know that the Catholic Church has done much worse, which I won't go into.
Depends how you understand religion, my son. It's not just men's souls that call for soothing.
We see this bugger sprinting off, and when we look behind him, he's killed a working lady. Now, murder's one thing, but killing a woman of God is even worse. And everyone adjacent is involved, which means we gotta clean up a bit. Everyone in the city is pretty much a culprit, so we gotta take out every guard in the vicinity. You'd think that there'd be better security measures considering how many times I've wiped out castles worth of people. And this guy, he didn't even do nothing. And with that done, time to feel the wind through my hair. Or hood, maybe both. We finally get around to talking to Antonio about why we're here, which is because the new Doge is a Barbarigo and a Templar. So we're off to the fair to earn entry to a party he's attending, and one of the only reasonable games to earn this is obviously flirting with women. I think there should be more carnivals like this. That was a joke. But I think this shows Ezio's character really well as a playboy and man of mystery. And of course, we win this challenge, no problem, because of such. Carnival is no time to take a break, however. And we had a leap of faith that looks like it's gonna go terribly wrong, but we actually land it, so, that's a new one. What isn't new, though, is that I brought back the flag thing where I clipped all the points of a mission, and I think it definitely improved from the last time. What better way to celebrate Carnival than with old traditions? And with that, the challenge was completed with a success, getting us even closer to the invitation to the party. Back to the real business, which is jumping off buildings, and a fit change all of a sudden, looking dripped out. And just in time for the next challenge, which is capture the flag, which we absolutely destroy this guy in. And returning the flags to our base marks the victory of Ezio, which also marks that there is only one challenge left, which consists of beating some fellas up, which as you could probably guess goes pretty easy considering we're an assassin and all. After the first round, when the Templar sends in their bodyguard Dante, which trust me, he doesn't stand a chance. And so they send in some armed guards to stop us, which of course doesn't work because Ezio's just the GOAT. And spoiler alert, that doesn't change throughout the next 2 games, but we keep getting these easy attacks and knocking them down. Knocking them down may be an understatement considering most of them are probably not with us anymore. But none of the events of Carnival matter as the tournament was rigged, and so Dante won anyway. So of course we gotta let our people at the brothel know. And after that we go to steal the mask from Dante. We hit him with a little mask swap, which leaves us looking dandy. They realize what we did, which makes an invitation pointless if everyone knows. Oh yeah, and my game crashed. But don't worry, this time it didn't cause any major problems. The major problem is about to be caused for this guy coming up. Here's our target, Marco Barbarigo, the current Templar Doge. And now he's about to not be here.
And Venezia stands as...
Here we go.
No. It's too soon. I'm not ready.
We rarely are. Che la morte non sia crudele. Requiescat in pace.
Who did that?
And when we return to the brothel, we get acquainted with some lovely ladies. But no time for that, we speak with Antonio and the soon-to-be Doge. Still a Barbarigo, but not a Templar. And before we get to what he wants us to do, we got a leap of faith. And then we're off to save this commander. We clean up these Templars guarding his cell. Maybe Ezio should be a commander with his combat experience. Not much commanding experience, but still. But here's the general. We save him as he makes flirtatious remarks. Then we kill some troops guarding the place and head into his abode, where he's looking for someone named Bianca. And not just someone named Bianca, but a sword named Bianca. Love works in mysterious ways. But who am I to judge, as my true love is jumping off of tall buildings and occasionally succeeding. But now we gotta go save some of his soldiers, so we get this easy triple kill. After that, the freed troops scurry back to Bartolomeo, and with the ones that remain behind us, we lead by example. Then it's on to the next group, another vault from a high building, this time extra high just for you.
Ooh.
And that's the last group freed. But before we return, you know we gotta celebrate with 2 leap of faiths consecutively. Then we discuss the next part of our plans, which is spreading guards around the city as a distraction, and in order to do that, we need to take out some guards of our own first. Well, maybe not of our own, but still. And with that done, we signal the attack with a flare. Then it's time to get assassinating. No creed or something, I don't know. Guess what? Leap of faith built into the mission. Let's go. Here are our targets running. Then we take them out, Dante first with a gunshot. Then we pounce on Silvio Barbarigo with our hidden blade.
What's happened here? Why the boats? I thought you sought the Doge's seat.
Just a distraction. We were meant to sail.
Sail where?
I'll never tell. Cyprus is their destination. They want...
Non temete l'oscurità. Accettate il suo abbraccio. Requiescant in pace.
Then we get hit with this great cinematic scene discussing what we just heard. We find out that there's an import scheduled from Cyprus to Venice, which we gotta go investigate. But first, we unlock the Altair armor. Let's go. And I know I didn't show any of the tombs, but my apologies. I would like to thank Desmond's ancestors, Ezio and Altair, for getting me here. Couldn't have done it without them. And here's that import carrying something that looks oddly familiar. And also, is that Uncle Mario? Oh my goodness! I want you to pay close attention to that guard on the left. Notice anything different? And that's because it was actually me the whole time. Hey, look, and there's Rodrigo Borgia, who we wipe out easy.
Is this all you have? Where is the rest of your people?
He calls his guards on us and we deal with them pretty easily, as per usual, because we're really just that guy.
Uncle! Don't worry, Nipote. You are not alone.
You thought Uncle Mario was something? Get ready for this Avengers Endgame type stuff. Check that out, there's La Volpe. Then guess who shows up next? It's Bartolomeo, pelting this guard in the head with an arrow and just sort of showing up beside us. The Brotherhood is just on a whole different level of cool. Probably something like tubular or something, I don't know. With all that in mind, you'd think that'd be all, but after we get kicked down, guess who comes by us? If you thought the others were interesting, then here's Paola, back from Florence. That must be alright. A bunch of characters throughout the game come together and turn out to be assassins, but guess what? There's another one, Sister Theodora, right here.
Theodora? What are you all doing here?
Perhaps the same thing you are, Ezio. Hoping to see the Prophet.
Apparently Machiavelli's part of the Assassin Brotherhood too, just sort of showing up with no pretense. He hasn't even written The Prince yet, which means he isn't even historically important. But now it's time to initiate Ezio with the proper ritual.
These are the words spoken by our ancestors that lay at the heart of our creed.
Where other men blindly follow the truth, remember.
Nothing is true.
Where other men are limited by morality or law, remember.
Everything is permitted.
We work in the dark to serve the light. We are assassins.
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted.
It is time, Ezio. In this modern age, we are not so literal as our ancestors, but our seal is no less permanent. Are you ready to join us?
I am.
This only hurts for a while, brother. Like so many things.
Benvenuto, Ezio. You are one of us now. Come, we have much to do.
And to top it off, we end with all the members performing a leap of faith, including Ezio, who falls after Antonio. And I realized we've been doing this before we even knew the Creed existed. Another example of Ezio's built differentness. But get ready, because this is like the leap of faith. First time I tried saying this, I said, but Getty, this, and now I feel like I gotta point out Getty. But check it out, Leonardo studying the Apple of Eden. Which confirms even more that no matter what any of the other side characters do, he is the true GOAT. Possibly more built different than Ezio. And when that's happening, we get hit with all this, just a bunch of symbols and stuff all over the walls. Also, I just want to point out, Leonardo is just like sitting here all stoically. Listen, fan theory, Da Vinci's a descendant of Altair? That wasn't a serious remark at all. Or was it? Our next step is to head back to Forlì to meet back up with Caterina Sforza. Oh, and Machiavelli. Also, check out this transition into the mission.
Oh, yeah, no, don't even worry about me. Sure.
Past me may not have appreciated it, but I do. Also, another bring back I did from AC1 is just this killing montage of a big army. And you know, it's satisfying, I gotta give it that. I had a bit planned, but everything I've done leading up to this sort of threw it away. Another note, let's look at this guy just absolutely deflect all of Ezio's attacks. Like, what is going on here? He's still going! Oh, but nope, not any longer. And the kills aren't over because Ezio is absolutely bloodthirst. And well, we're attacking the city, so I mean, I guess we sorta gotta be. But you know what they say, if your friend jumped off a bridge, would you? I don't get how that ties into this. Know thyself. Religion is what keeps the poor from murdering the rich. A single death is a tragedy, a million deaths is a statistic. Fortune favors the bold. You must be the change that you want to see in the world. All I know is that one of those quotes has to apply here, but I'm not sure which one. We get back to Caterina's home, and we find out that Bianca isn't just a sword, but also one of her children. By that, I don't mean like Bianca the child and the sword are one and the same, but you know. Now we got another session of killing, and instead of speaking quotes, I might just do my lesson in Italian. Lui ha un libro, la donna mangia zucchero, l'acqua è nello zucchero. Oh yeah, and somehow this guy survives the fall, but don't worry, he just sort of falls in soon after. Unfortunately though, these two fellas didn't like my Italian and they kidnapped her children. These are the Orsi brothers, swords for hire that also helped Caterina kill her husband.
And Gecko, at your service.
You think you can threaten me? I'll give you nothing! You want my children? Take them! I have the instrument to make more!
I can't lie, Caterina's definitely an interesting character. And it stays that way throughout. But anyways, time to go save her children. So we take out these guards and save her daughter. Then we hit the smoke bomb assassination. Well, definitely more assassinations, plural. Plural by a lot, because we just slaughtered everyone. And twos mostly as well. Ezio just goes crazy. Also, I just realized how mellow this is. I apologize, it's late.
Caterina was a fool to send you.
Or are you the fool, dying for a handful of change? Was it worth it?
More than you know. The maestro gains his prize because of me.
Muori col tuo orgoglio, per quanto vale. Requiescat in pace.
Oh yeah, and that's your other child saved. And you may have thought we were done with Venezia, but you were wrong because we have a bunch of viewpoints we gotta run through real quick. For some reason, they had a whole new section after the Rodrigo Borgia sequence, even though we never pop back up in Venice again. And I don't see why they didn't do this with any other city, considering you could have explored Florence more. Well, you do, but I meant after missions there. So after that time in Venice, we finally return our kids. To be fair, if we got back sooner, the Apple of Eden probably would have been stolen. But now it is, so we gotta go retrieve it.
Wait. Wrong guy is this guy. There we go. To be fair, clearing out his troops would have probably been more fun.
You have your prize again.
Was it worth it? So much bloodshed.
A prize of such value. It will not remain yours for long.
We shall see. Che miserie nascono dall'avidità. Requiescat in pace.
So after getting disrespected by that guy, we finally got the apple, but not for long because we fall down and drop it. And unluckily for us, some priest comes by and takes it. What happened to that whole thou shalt not steal thing?
Who are you? Stop. Don't open it.
We pass out and wake up to Katarina sitting over us. But other than that, we just told we got us ready to go get the apple. Anyways, we're off to do that now, so we ask men of God to rat out their brothers. You know the whole thou shalt not lie thing, so they give it up easy. I have no clue what I'm doing with the commandments in this section. But oh yeah, we're told to go visit an abbey to ask more questions. But earlier, when we killed those conspirators, one of them was actually a brother to the faith, so now they all know about us killing him. And just like Altair before him, no man of God can escape Ezio's clutches. And by doing this, we find out that the guy we're looking for is Savonarola, so I guess we're off to go get him now. We also find out he's in Florence, so we gotta make our grand return. But him being in Venice isn't where it stops, because with the apple he's taken over the entire city, and even Rodrigo Borgia is sending his men to stop him. The plan we come up with is to kill everyone speaking on his behalf. The goal is to free the people and give us a chance to get the apple back. With that in mind, first we gotta discover all the new areas of the place so we sync up with every viewpoint here. Firenze is really something with all the sites scattered around the city. Luckily we don't have to go anywhere near where our family died though, which if we did have to do that, good thing we're not Aiden Pierce. I don't know why, but I needed to make the reference. So I just want to say real quick, that was the last sync point of the game. Also, for some reason, it won't let me freeze frame, so we're stuck with this checkerboard.
Another round. Listen well to what I say. The end approaches. Now is the time to repent, to beg God's forgiveness.
And with that, we show him our repentance.
Your mind, since it is your own.
Not all of us require deception to be convinced. I already believed. All I said is true.
Nothing is true. Non è un compito facile il mio. Requiescat in pace.
Reject the base and material. Seek salvation in the flame.
I really like how these characters somewhat reflect the targets from the first game. And wow, book burning is a serious topic in this series.
What have I done? What have I done?
Your actions were not your own.
But they were my own self-doubt. Let him hold me as he did. I am sorry.
As am I. Non è una scelta che compio a cuor leggero. Requiescat in pace.
I got a mission.
Non si passa. Do you hear me? Until you've all submitted and given yourself over to the prophet, Savonarola, this bridge will remain closed to you.
We hit him with the accidentally killing two guards misclick, and then it's back on to actually killing him.
You were a noble's close. How is it Savonarola charmed you?
Wealth and power do not ensure contentment. I wanted even more.
And now instead, you have nothing. Questo non è che un atto dovuto. Requiescat in pace.
Secure those crates. We can ill afford to let their contents fall into the wrong hands.
And we take this guy out without anyone suspecting a thing.
Okay. Let's hope that was wide enough.
What have I done?
You tried to force devotion.
Sometimes the people must be told what to think.
No good has ever come of that. Benché il mio cuore sia turbato, la mia mente è lucida. Requiescat in pace.
There's a symbol. Keep watch over these fields and ensure no harm comes to the bundles of Fieno. It may seem a mundane task, but it is critical nonetheless.
So the hay grows an arm and puts an end to him.
You would have let your own people starve. And for what?
Too long I suffered their insults. They called me simple and low class. I wanted their respect.
I'm afraid you do not have mine. Per quanto sia penoso il trapasso, lieto sarà il tuo sonno. Requiescat in pace.
You must not disrupt our work. Firenze is sick. It's our duty to cure her.
How? By forcing our people to follow a madman?
It is unwise for you to challenge those in power.
Yes. Well, that is about to change.
No! You won't take me! Savonarola will know of your treachery! Guards! Guards!
Then we go ahead and chase him through the rooftops.
Better under him!
There we go. That was easy.
I was a victim. It's not my fault.
No, you made the choice.
It charmed me with that
thing.
Only because you allowed it. Lo faccio per il popolo. Requiescat in pace.
Omnipotens Deus, Rex Regum et omnium gubernator, ut nos tuis armis munitis, glorificandum te, qui es unic.
Didn't add any audio there because that was a decently cool looking sequence.
I thought he preached the word of God.
I fear his sermon is a lie.
I led my flock astray. It's just, I wanted so badly to believe.
We all do. Vedrò compiuta l'opera di mio padre. Requiescat in pace.
Then we attempt a cool exit, keyword attempt, because we absolutely fail it. We are very far off and we just get demolished.
Another challenger. Excellent. Savannah Roller warned me that some would oppose our rule. And so I devised this little trap to ferret out those foolish enough to play at hero. It's proven to be both entertaining and effective. Incominciamo!
These bloody arrows, man.
Sorry, I had to keep that section untaining because of how satisfying it is.
Is this truly who I was? So proud and cruel.
No. Savonarola bewitched you.
Did he? Or was it that I tasted power and found myself intoxicated? I wish I had been stronger.
As do I. Mi rincresce, ma non c'è altro modo. Requiescat in pace.
It's quite simple, amici. If you desire care, you'll submit yourselves fully to our new ruler.
Quick, quick! Alright, just get him, just kill him, just kill him. Oh my goodness.
You have spilled the blood of a healer.
No. I've spilled the blood of a tyrant.
To command such power over the body, between this world and the next. It seems I grew intoxicated.
And now you grow still. La tua morte non sarà inutile. Requiescat in pace.
And that's all of them dealt with, so I guess now we go get the apple, which we knock out of his hands when he's about to use it against the crowd. And as Savonarola is being carried off, this guard comes by and grabs the apple before we can. So it's off to the rooftops chasing after him, and now we've got the apple. First of all, look at that fellow right in front of the camera. Second of all, they're about to burn this guy, which is no way to go out, especially considering the last guy we killed before, which of course we gotta do the same for, so we're ready to run up there onto that fire. I like how we sort of take our time doing it though, just sort of sitting right there. Then we slowly walk through the crowd. Don't worry, he gets there eventually, just soon enough. But when we do get there, don't worry, we're gonna give him a quick and easy death. Also, bro does not need to look this cool while doing it.
It's you. I knew this day would come. Please, show mercy.
I have. Ma ora, che sia il tuo Dio a giudicarti. Requiescat in pace.
Well, now I'm on fire.
Silenzio! Silenzio! 22 years ago, I stood where I stand now. Watched my loved ones die. Betrayed by those I had called friends. Vengeance clouded my mind. It would have consumed me, were it not for the wisdom of a few strangers. Taught me to look past my instincts. They never preached answers, but guided me to learn from myself. We don't need anyone to tell us what to do. Not Savonarola, not the Medici. We are free to follow our own path. There are those who will take that freedom from us. Too many of you gladly give it. But it is our ability to choose whatever you think is true that makes us human. There is no book or teacher to give you the answers, show you the path. Choose your own way. Do not follow me or anyone else.
With that in mind, let's go seek vengeance. First, we gotta construct a map that'll show us all the pieces of Eden there are. Which this time on There's the Map, they actually acknowledge the new world, claiming the lands that have yet to be discovered. But so, I mean, this is a pretty cool sequence, I guess. Also, along the way, Ezio must have gotten a disease that made him turn blue. But anyways, off to Rome to find that secret gate. While we're here, we should probably get well accompanied with the city because we'll be back. You know what I realized I forgot to mention? Rodrigo Borgia is actually the Pope at this time of the game, and I accidentally didn't even make a mention of it. So I guess here that is now. So we're off to deal with him in the Vatican. It takes a decent while to get there. But I mean, hey, check this out.
Okay, and I used to. Alright then.
I was trying to think of a pun, but I couldn't, so I'm just gonna say we're doing a leap of faith onto the horse. No, leap of haith or naith, something like that. Hey, but this is an actual leap. Now, see, that's a good play on words because, like, hey.
Go. Alright.
He won't get far.
I'm literally the greatest assassin of all time. Trust me, the plays only get more impressive from here. Well, I mean the next games, but you know. Then we go through a quick little series of jumping on people to assassinate them. Pretty cool looking. We do a little bit of sneaking around. And good thing I'm wearing this black robe to blend in with the priest. I feel like I should stop saying priest because they're probably not. They look more like monks. Well, never mind. Actually, monks can be considered priests. But anyways, there's Rodrigo Borgia. Let's get him.
Got him, baby.
I thought I was beyond this. But I'm not. I've waited too long. Lost too much. Requiescat in pace, you bastard.
I don't think so.
Now you can't just pull that.
So this guy starts going crazy. He does this thing with the staff that affects all the holy men in the room, but leaves Ezio unaffected because he has the apple, which we then use to pull an Al-Mualim, a classic piece of Eden move. So now we got the numbers advantage and we're pretty equal with hidden artifacts. So with these fellas, we prepare to knock Rodrigo down, which we most certainly do, but as we walk up to him, he decides he should prolong the inevitable and knock us down. Bro, I'd like to say, what was that noise? He then turns invisible, and we pull out the apple to use against him. He stomps it out of our hand.
To deal with you.
And that's the end of the game. Thanks for watching. But nah, of course isn't. He gets back up.
Open, damn you! Open!
It's over, Rodrigo. No more tricks. No more ancient artifacts. No more weapons. Let us see what you are made of, old man.
All right then, if that's how you want to play it.
So we absolutely destroy this guy. And we don't leave it at that, we make sure we choke him out after. Does seem rather slow, not compared to choking it out, but for the game. But anyways, with due time he falls down.
You can't. You can't. It's my destiny. Mine. I am the prophet.
You never were.
Get it over with, then.
No. Killing you won't bring my family back. I'm done. Nulla è reale. Tutto è lecito. Requiescat in pace.
Then we go check out the pieces of Eden and see what they're for. Which apparently it's doing something because it's glowing everywhere. And also shaking the whole room. So we go to grab it and it shoots a big beam. Which as you can see, opens the door in front of us. Which when we first enter, it seems like nothing's happening in here until in front of us appears a woman. But not just any woman, the goddess Minerva. Who in Assassin's Creed is from a species called the Isu. Which are like humanity's counterparts in the past. She then blesses the Apple of Eden. Or something of the sorts, I guess. She then transforms the room into the one place not corrupted by capitalism. And this is where the whole backstory gets explained and all that yada yada yada. Nah, but so I have to cut a scene like this short. It is really important for understanding the Assassin's Creed story. But next thing, she stops looking at Ezio and stares dead into our souls.
Listen.
So we get told that there's gonna be this big disaster that's gonna wipe out humanity, and Desmond is like the only person that can stop it, apparently. Oh, and it feels like we're actually talking about Desmond for the first time. But yeah, so that's about it.
The rest is up to you, Desmond.
What? Who is Desmond? I don't understand. Please, wait. I have so many questions.
So I was just sort of gonna include the fighting of the credits, but I realized it would be a bit odd to have only a set of credits. So instead I just sped up the whole end sequence, so now we go through that. But pretty much Vidic found us, so we have to escape. He has another long monologue, as per usual. And so we go on and fight off the guards. Using what we've learned from Ezio. I do like playing sequences like this as Desmond, though, because it feels like it gives him more purpose than just being a sort of conduit. But then Abstergo drives off. The credits explain us finding a new place to go, and us getting put back into the Animus to just sort of do whatever we want. Well, at least there's an explanation for how free play would work here. But that is the game. Hey, thanks for watching. I put this out like very late, but hope you enjoyed. Have a nice day.